It's a time of crisis, global turbulence and economic change. It's also a time of opportunity. On the 1st of January, for the first time, Malta took up the presidency of the Council of the European Union, leading Europe's member states with an agenda for economic and democratic prosperity. Malta has set out a clear programme of 6 priorities: migration, the single market, security, social inclusion, Europe's neighbourhood and maritime policies. Malta is pushing for a holistic approach to migration. The presidency aims to leverage the European External Investment Plan to promote sustainable investment in Africa and the neighbourhood and to tackle the root causes of migration. A volatile international security landscape and terror attacks inside the European Union have compelled the presidency to aim for better management of the EU's external borders. To combat the complex challenges of migration, terrorism and hybrid threats, Malta will pursue the establishment of an EU system to register entry and exit of third country nationals, as well as the creation of an EU travel information and authorisation system. To improve social inclusion, Malta said it needs to work closely with social partners, civil society and citizens to advance gender equality and the rights of minorities and vulnerable groups, and to improve participation of women in the labour market. Europe's neighbourhood policy is tied to the security and prosperity of countries bordering the southern Mediterranean, such as Libya, which are facing armed conflict, terrorism and political instability, as well as radicalisation. The Maltese Presidency says it wants to contain potential ripple effects from the southern Mediterranean. Europe is increasingly dependent on the seas and oceans. Malta will focus on developing the maritime sector and ensuring its sustainability. The maritime agenda is also about high value-added jobs. The sector provides a diverse spectrum of innovative research and commercial opportunities. Malta views the single market as the European Union's greatest asset. The presidency seeks to develop the single digital market as well as complete the internal energy market and to bring tangible benefits to Europe's businesses and families by removing trade barriers and improving protection and access to services for consumers. This month, we look at the single market in more detail. I spoke with some members of the European Parliament about what they wanted to see Malta do on the single market.
The internal market is a pillar of the European Union. It's about free movement of goods, services, people, physically and digitally.
This is a very important moment for the single market. The presidency comes at a time where there is a lot of proposals on the table that relate to the single market. And of course, many of these will be shaped by the Council and the Presidency.
What I expect from the Maltese Presidency of the European Union is to really see where the gaps lie, where consumers are still left short, where 5G technology is going. Can the Maltese Presidency deliver on technological advances where Europe is still lagging behind other continents, and it's time that it actually catches up?
Where are the roadblocks in terms of getting a deliverable package?
Well, it's always that balance of where do you want to have a one-size-fits-all set of rules and where are there national differences. And I always say that one of Europe's great benefits is actually its creativity and its diversity and the fact that we do have different markets. And so that's really important to try and keep that whilst at the same point having that simplification and removal of red tape.
The free flow of data is the 5th fundamental freedom. We would like to see this really functioning in practice. We encourage the EU to work on rules that make sure that there are no data localization obligations, so firms can actually store the data wherever they want. They can transfer them in different countries.
It brings benefits to consumers like to business. It's about also protect the consumer, harmonizing rules, make it easier to start a company, study, get a job, look at the Netflix film wherever you are in the European Union without barriers.
Expectations are high. Citizens have been waiting. For all of us who wanted Malta to join the European Union, we've been waiting and knowing that for 6 months we're going to be at the helm, the smallest country taking the lead. And because we are the smallest country, I believe we can be a true broker in negotiations. We can take perhaps a more neutral, less subjective position, and that should help us.
That's all for this month. Next month on the Presidency, we take a closer look at how Malta is implementing the Presidency's migration priorities. You can also watch our Presidency debate on the single market by clicking on the link below. Thanks for watching.